losing people that they grew up with, and they not gonna be able to see them grow fully up.
Yeah, you be crazy, bro. That's why you know you just be crazy, dog. But welcome back to another episode of Hooper Story Podcast. We'll put basketball in proper perspective. I'm Diddy Nose Ball. As Ray. The Christians will be joining later. Today we gonna keep it light. We gonna be talking about should the Mavericks be in panic mode. Um, Debating between who will be more important to the Thunder in the playoffs, Chet or JDubb. It's gonna be me and Chris. And is Jayson Tatum the most unreliable number one on a contender? Um, I guess we'll start with word around town. So we had the cat injury. He tore some. I don't even gonna say he tore his meniscus because it ain't came out yet, but he has a meniscus injury and is expected to miss a lot of time. Wemby sprained his ankle after getting cooked by Sengun. Sengun dropped 45 on his top. Mobley, he's said to be out for a week. Biombo fainted. Simmons shut down for the rest of the year. This is crazy. Zion said he would do the dunk contest if he voted into the All-Star game. Uh it's just a lot of injury news, man. So what do you got to say about any of these injuries and just injuries in general?
Uh, it's really just a record player at this point. It's just like I don't know. That's been the theme this year. Just a lot of injuries. The Biombo one was the one that kind of just threw me for a curve because he was literally dapping up his teammates, and then out of nowhere, just fell out. Like, um,
And all
but
these dudes is bigs too, ain't they? Yeah, that's crazy.
but
Most of
I mean, one thing, thanks to God, he was able to get up and walk to the tunnel and everything by himself. But
what they say was wrong with him.
they don't know.
Oh, he's just fainted.
I think I'm at the well, I haven't looked at any recent updates, but at the time they just said I don't know. They
He
they
wasn't
said it
missing
wasn't
no time, did he?
serious.
Oh, okay,
Now
okay.
I mean he stayed out the rest of that game, but I don't know if he gonna miss any real time. They just said they not looking at it as serious though.
So Mobley expected to miss a week. Bron, he left during the game, said he had ankle problems or something. Cat. So Cat, I think this is the biggest injury of them all. Um, I've seen they next 9-game forecast. It look a little tough. I'll pull it up for you so I can read out them games. But
They
I
was winning
think,
against the
man,
Pacers earlier. It was about like
yeah.
15-17.
I mean, they still the number one team in the West for a reason. They a deep team and they pretty good at every position. And you still have a superstar on offense. You have a superstar on defense. You got one of the better 6-man type bigs in the league in Nas Reed. So you still got guys. I think Jaden. This is time for Jaden McDaniels to step up, Ray. Jaden McDaniels has to step up from a scoring perspective. Him and Nas Reed, and it's getting to the point where we got to start looking at Jaden McDaniels and start putting actual expectations on him. He was a top 10 pick, a lottery pick, if I'm not mistaken, by the Timberwolves. People was expecting him to be a third, fourth guy for them, and they was expecting him. I don't know how you not expecting about 16 points from Jaden McDaniels. He's 6'10 wing. He has fast as a guard. Do you think he needs to step up? Him, Nas Reed, like what's the thought process? Minnesota now they cat down, and can they stay afloat? Can they stay a top 2 seed?
Uh, I think they can. Um, Now the only thing is how consistent can we expect Nas Reed and McDaniels to be that second and third option now. Um, that's the only thing because sometimes when it's you getting more shots up, it don't always equivalent to to like more production. Sometimes it's okay. I'm putting up more shots, but I'm not as efficient, or I'm putting up more shots. I'm getting more points, but now it's taking away from other parts of my game. So it all boils down to um,
It's their
what
time to
type of
step up though,
consistency we
right?
gonna get. I mean, yeah, no,
It's their time to
I'm
step
not.
up, man.
I'm not making no excuses. I'm saying though, how consistent can they be in that role? That's gonna let us know how successful they're gonna be going forward from now.
I think it should be some pressure on Jaden McDaniels. He just got a contract. People saying he's an untouchable. Right? They were saying he was untouchable. You remember I was going through all that
Said
slander.
cool. Hey, they said Kuzma was that too.
But I'm just saying, at one point,
It's gonna be this is gonna be a turning point for McDaniels.
that's
This
all I'm saying.
because going forward now, let's say they finish off, maintain a seed and they get to the playoffs, and McDaniels starts selling or underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
We look at him different because last year it was more so like, we didn't expect y'all to get past the Nuggets, but now
Yeah.
y'all in a position now where we don't expect y'all to lose in that first round, or at least we don't. And even if I get out the first round, they still expecting certain a level of play from certain players on their roster. So
I
that's
feel
also
I
going
feel
to be a
like
big thing.
I feel like if they slip at their top three, it's gonna be an indictment on Jaden McDaniels and Nas Reed, especially if they both are healthy. If there's no more injuries, if the cat injury the only thing, and I think there's about like how many games left? About 15 to 17 games left. If they fall to let's say the fourth seed, I think people are gonna have to. If I was the Minnesota front office, I'm gonna start having to look and see. Say, man, I'm gonna have to go get a third guy instead of trying to do it with Ant and Cat, and then Rudy Gobert as my defensive anchor, have a 1-2 punch in the defensive anchor. I'm starting to look at. I'm gonna have to go trade Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, or do something, shake something up to go get a third guy. Because Ray, they about they're too close. They're too close to a contending team. You get number one seed in the West with the way this West is looking. I think you got to go all in. Would you trade Jaden McDaniels or Nas Reed if those two or either one of those if they don't perform offensively? Because we know what Jaden McDaniels gonna do on the defensive end.
What type of third option do they need,
They need
or what do you
they
think
need
would
another
suffice?
wing. They either need another wing or a guard.
So, what you think about Bridges?
Oh, I like that. But would you have to give up both of them to get Bridges? And would you like that if you give up both to get Bridges for Minnesota? Because
Um,
now I think
uh,
you lacking with like a 6-man option type guy, or do you just start to stagger
I,
now?
to be honest, I think Brooklyn might just want McDaniels, and if they got a pick.
Chris, what's up with it? Did you hear what we was talking about? Because I want to get your opinion on it too.
Yeah.
Um, we was talking about the cat situation, and now I was telling Ray, I said, man, I think Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniels have to step up now, and we got to start asking more of them offensively. And I was saying, do you think if they fall out that top 3-4 spot, like they end up fourth seed now because the cat injury, and it's due to Jaden McDaniels and Nas Reed not stepping up in the offseason, would you trade one or both of those guys to get a third guy in Minnesota?
Yeah. What does that third guy look like? It depends on who that third guy is, but I'm
Ray said
definitely
somebody
willing.
like Mikal Bridges.
I mean, in my opinion, if Jaden McDaniels just turns his offensive game just a little bit more, he's about the same as Mikal Bridges. But that's just me. But Mikal Bridges, at least you know he's a consistent starter. He'll be there every night, and then him in that lesser role is a quality player. So um, I don't
It don't
mind
have
it,
to be
but
Mikal Bridges. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, would you look
I'm
into
saying,
trading
yeah,
those guys?
you would definitely
Okay.
look into it. I mean, you want to have that insurance. You want to have that ability to be able to have. I mean, talent is talent. The more talent you get, you can fill in. So I think
Because
they'll
I'm
be fine if they trade at least one of them and keep the other.
because I'm gonna say this, and who would you trade? Because let's say Jaden McDaniels and Nas Reed, both of them kind of stay where they at, about 10 to 11 points, but you needed one of them to get about 17. But so now we looking at we need a third guy. Because what if Cat go down this his second year in a row where damn near we can't count on him to stay healthy? We still like him, and we still like how he pairs with Ant, but now we need a third guy just in case something happens. Because the offense, you got about 4 guys in double figures, but those last two, Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniels, they had 10, 11 points. Mike Conley's at 10 points. You got Ant and Cat carrying the majority of the offense, and we already see they kind of suck at the end of the games because you playing his turn, my turn, because I don't trust nobody else outside those two. I'm getting to the point where I think they probably need a third guy if Jaden McDaniels and Nas Reed can't step up.
I'm getting rid of Jay McDaniels and probably going with Nas Reed in that situation, especially so we have another big. And that's how I'm thinking if I'm the GM. I was like, at least we have another big. He can be a 6-man off the bench. There's not many 6-man scoring bigs off the bench like that are all capable of scoring from all levels of the floor and able to put the ball on the floor and dribble as well. So I think Nas Reed is a special kind of rare player. He just needs to. I mean, we'll see how he does in an expanded role now. I think he is capable of stepping in that just fine. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'd keep Nas over McDaniels just because, I mean, as far as defensively, they have a lot of defense. And if you still need scoring punch.
Okay. Because right now you got the 1 seed in Minnesota and Dallas. So let's just say even if they slip to, let's say, the 3rd seed and they have to play a Phoenix, and let's just say Timberwolves go out in the first round. I think I'm go. Hey, I gotta get rid of one of them dudes and bring in the third guy, man. Just because you can't waste. First of all, you think about Ant, and he a superstar, but you can't waste Gobert and Conley. They might wake up one day and that it's over with. Gobert, it just might be over with.
I agree.
So I'm just saying, man, because we don't talk about Jaden McDaniels and the level people thought he would be. We don't talk about the upside people thought he had, the contract he just got, him and Nas Reed. So I'm just saying, man.
Now we should talk about it. I remember, yeah, they had high praise for him before the season. So
they go out in the first round. Remember, we talked about it here first. I need a third guy. But any other thing y'all want to talk about? Ben Simmons got shut down. Shut down for the rest of the season. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about
They
that.
saying somebody's on that nerve in his lower back again. I'm like, bro, this might be just time to call it a career, man. That lower back ain't. I don't think it ain't even worth like further damaging it. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's just the same thing with that lower back.
Isn't that what got Tracy McGrady, or it was something different?
Well, Tracy had a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
Tracy kind of his knees was kind of going out, and then he was having a lot of back problems. That dude was having back spasms every other game.
So let me ask y'all this: is Ben Simmons absolutely worthless at this point? No offense to him, just basketball wise.
He only good for a quarter of a season, so yes.
Dang. What is his contract is probably the worst contract in the league. There's no way you paying a dude $40 million. He plays 15, 17 games a season. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Like, at this point, he's not very helpful to the team. He's only helpful when he's healthy, and that's not off. I don't know when the last time I've seen a high quality, healthy Ben Simmons for a good stretch of period of time. So it doesn't matter to me that he has all this talent or he can do all these things. Whatever, he's not it. It's time to call it. I say it's time to call it a career.
So who seems like they career is ending more disappointing? Lonzo or Ben Simmons?
I'm Alonzo. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say Lonzo because at least we seen Ben Simmons like at the playing competitive basketball past April. Like we've never seen Lonzo get there.
And he just would have been a superstar role player for sure. He would have been a top 5 role player, I think.
So once we finally started seeing what Lonzo was about to become, he got taken away from us. So it's like, bro,
crazy. A 3-and-D facilitating point guard. That's straight out of 2K. 6'6", 6'7". Oh, that was straight out of 2K, bro. Athletic, facilitating, 3-and-D, facilitating. That's crazy. It's messed up, bro. Y'all know that was my boy. Y'all heard Zion said he would do the dunk contest if he was voting to the All-Star game. Do y'all think he's just trying to get All-Star votes?
I don't think it matters.
The crazy thing is, it's no reason why Zion shouldn't be more popular than what he is. That's his own fault.
Yeah.
He came into the league, everybody was hyping him, talking about he the next LeBron. That right there should already get you All-Star votes. I don't know what happened between his rookie year to now, but that's his own fault.
The one thing I'll say about Zion, because it's damn near sound like he was reaching for All-Star votes. Low key, because people go back, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I think he's reaching for All-Star votes. He's starting to feel them incentives coming, trying to make these All-Star teams, the All-NBA teams. He want his name in these conversations. It's getting to him because everybody talking about the face of the league. He getting left out. He a top 5 seed in the West, and he's getting left out of every conversation we're having. We talking about Halliburton. We talking about Ant. And if y'all don't think these players be thinking about that, boy, he's not getting talked about. Nobody talking about Zion no more. He didn't even get. I don't even think he was. Nobody even talking about him being an All-Star. Like it didn't even come up. He was having a decent year, but it didn't even come up. So I think I'll do dunk contest. Y'all get me into the All-Star game. He not trying to go out like Trey.
Man, he campaigning a little too early, but I just don't think Zion. I think Zion next year will be. I think if he comes out and has a good season next year, he'll get in regardless. It just depends on seeding and how he's been playing, how many games he's playing. Because whenever Zion's playing and he's playing well, it's a 20-10. You can just pencil it in basically. So
he can't rebound, bro. He's damn near 21, 4, and 5. Like it's like
25 and 5 is good too.
And we go see. I think he's getting desperate. Him not rebounding is crazy. And you playing, y'all say he's a power forward. Who was that? They were yelling at me about him being a power forward, the smart, whatever, a wing. Say it out. He rebounds like a guard. He's playing point forward. He don't guard nobody but the person that's sorry. I don't like. Where's the power forward come in? Can somebody tell me what he does power forward like outside of only scoring in the paint?
The reason why he can't guard nobody because he's still not 100% in shape. That's the sad part.
I just think he big, bro. I can't say a dude not in shape when you playing goddamn. He done played about how many games Zion done played this year? Let me
see. Not in the shape he needs.
He not in. Man, we should see Shaq play, and they were saying he wasn't in shape. You can tell when somebody, bro. He done gain. How many pounds did he gain since college? Because he was big in college, but he done picked up way more weight even since then.
Yeah, about 25. But he done played in 51 games this year.
Do you think it's 25
you can
pounds
play
of
muscle? As much as you want.
He done gained.
Huh? What'd you say?
You think it's 25 pounds of muscle? He gained. Exactly.
And they say Luka played all them games and he was out of shape too. Like just because you playing the games don't mean you was in shape.
There's a difference between being out of shape and not being in tip-top shape. You see what I'm saying? Because Jokic
is NBA shape. That's what I'm gonna say. He in shape. He just not in NBA shape.
Yeah.
I think these dudes is in the NBA. They're in NBA shape, but they haven't maxed out.
He's a freakish athlete. That's what you're forgetting. He's a freakish athlete. So he can get by with some stuff, but it still shows at times in the game where it's like, bro, he can't go right now. He gassed.
What do you define as in shape?
When I think about in shape, if in the first 2 minutes of the game you sweating and breathing hard, it's something wrong. For real though. One thing a coach told me. He said the only time you are just sweating profusely if it's just not natural for you to sweat like that, more times than not, you're out of shape. You should not just be sweating like just out of control and the workout just started. Or you just started play. Like that's not common for somebody who's in tip top shape to just over sweat like that off of just doing the minimum.
See, okay, when I think of in shape, it's like, because I literally know, bro, I had went and hooped. It was about like 6 months ago. I was out of shape. I played one game. I went up and down the court. I was, woo, I don't want to play no more. That's out of shape. When I think of out of shape, it's like, say that we got to take you out for 10 minutes at a time and play 3 minutes here. I don't think that he's out of shape. I don't think he's maximized his body.
It's a difference.
And I think he's not nutritious.
It's a difference between 24-hour fitness in shape and NBA in shape. Yeah, NBA player can be out of shape for NBA terms and go in fitness connection and kill everybody. That don't phase them. But when you got to go up against somebody else who you know for sure is on the level you on and outworking you, that's when it's gonna really show. Like, oh yeah, this dude not in the condition he should be in.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I wanted to show y'all this. Y'all, bro. This is, I can't make this up. LeBron is a nasty dude, bro. I got it, bro.
Gosh.
Hey, y'all know, hey, I come with receipts. So let's just see what LeBron done said, man. Let's see what LeBron done said. This was after the game. So when they was asking about his injury, I'll be all right, James said after getting his left ankle examined. His 31 points and 13 assists in 36 minutes have gone to waste in the defeat. It's just my ankle. It's just what I've been dealing with before the All-Star break, after the break. I'm just managing it the best way I can. James said there was no specific play that caused his discomfort Wednesday. I played the whole third, sat a little bit to start the fourth, and when I got back in, it just kind of whatever. James said, it's just something I've been dealing with. A source familiar with the injury told ESPN the ankle pain is simply being caused by wear and tear for the 39-year-old James, who was in his 21st season. Some games are better than others, James said. I didn't feel it all against OKC on Monday. And I didn't feel it at all until the fourth quarter tonight. So each game, each day is different. We got to stop the cap, bro. He quit, bro. They was getting their ass whooped. He quit.
He's old.
Now he's old. But when
what do you mean now? He been old. He been old.
But I'm saying, bro, you didn't feel it when you was whooping OKC ass. You sure didn't. You sure didn't feel it when you was whooping them. But you felt it in the fourth quarter after you realized y'all is not going to win the game.
Check that injury report for each one of these games before you got receipts. Make sure you come with the full receipt. He been on that injury report every game for that ankle. He ain't lying. Every injury report, it's questionable just about for every game, and it's gonna say ankle in parentheses.
And when did he decide to pull it out?
What are you talking about?
Fourth quarter of a game when you start getting your ass. You think he would have pulled this out if they would have kept whooping the Kings?
What's crazy is in the fourth quarter at one point, Kings up almost 20 points. Lakers started kind of making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
He left when they was making that comeback. Why would he pull out? It's one thing if they was already getting, like they would just, okay, yeah, we taking all the starters out. Why would he decide to quit at that point when it's still 4 minutes left in the game? And they still making a comeback somewhat.
For him to say it's wear and tear, he didn't even say what happened. It was wear and tear. He ain't saying what's wrong with it. It just wear and tear, and we just don't accept it.
In other words, I'm getting older. My body ain't healing like it used to.
Okay. Oh well, shit. I mean, now, okay. He just got an automatic out. I get it. He's old, and it sounds kind of dumb for me to harp on this. He's old, so it's like, man, you know he old, but then it's like, as soon as he dunk on somebody, man, he still got it.
He's
It's
still
like, I don't
old.
know, bro.
He's still old when he dunk on somebody. It's just cool that he old and doing it.
Oh Lord, bro.
He not doing it the same amount, the same way. Like Dr. J used to be dunking at 56. That don't mean he not old. He can still dunk.
Man, I'll cut LeBron ass. He talking about, man, I ain't feel it at all yesterday. Fourth quarter came though. This out, man.
Teams
He
gonna be
didn't come back.
teams gonna be lining up for the Bronny sweepstakes and Bronny and LeBron sweepstakes.
He better not ruin that boy career like that, bro. He gonna ruin his career, bro. Let's go on top. Let's touch on that for a brief moment. Because you know what I'm saying. Like he's gonna ruin Bronny's career. LeBron James is one of the most annoying, irritating goats of sports I've ever seen and heard about or any. It just is what it is, bro. He's so into himself, he gonna ruin his son's career. That's all I'm gonna say. He's so into himself, he gonna ruin his son's career. Because Bronny should be a 3-year player at USC. He should have went to Ohio State. It is what it is, bro. He gonna ruin his career though. That's all I had to say about that. I mean, no pushback.
You ain't really give a reason why, but
I cannot wait for the goddamn party that DJ is gonna throw whenever LeBron plays his last NBA game.
Oh, I'm gonna get so drunk I'm gonna probably black out. Now I remember.
I cannot wait.
He gonna be mad.
I cannot wait for the party that this nigga is gonna throw. For the going away party that this nigga is gonna throw when this nigga finally puts up his last basket of his career.
Y'all seen the Boondocks when when the Uncle Ruckus family came and then nigga Granny died? That nigga the son
Nigga
was so
celebrating.
Bro, yeah, it's gonna be something
That's
like
you,
man.
that. Something like that.
You gonna be mad when you find out they still gonna be talking about him.
If they find ways to still talk about LeBron, I promise I'm gonna go on a campaign.
I don't know what you think is gonna happen.
They still talk about Jordan.
He's not that. Oh,
I don't know what you think
he's
still gonna happen. He been a face of the league for 20 years. And they just gonna stop talking about him as soon as he retired.
I ain't gonna say he was the face.
He's been the face of the league for 20. Now we see, and this was gonna happen.
That's an
right?
exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
Like he just dominated all.
They do rewrite history with that. I hate that.
Bro, people are gonna say LeBron was the
face of the league for 20 years.
That nigga was the face until he got to Miami.
And even then, he still was sharing the spotlight.
I was just gonna say, like Kobe was still big, bro. Dirk them was still big. Shit, like I'm not gonna say in terms of star power, but in terms of actual effect on the league and where stuff was going, shit didn't hardly have to go through Bron. Bron was having to go chase somebody else down. Wasn't nobody chasing LeBron down outside that Miami shit.
Is Bron the face of the league right now?
No.
Then who's your face of the league?
Bro, see, let's get into this. The face of the league bullshit.
Jokic not the face?
No, nobody cares about
no. Jokic is not the face. I'm not talking about the best player.
I'm not talking about from a business standpoint. I'm just talking about
I'm talking
who's
about.
Dominating the league right now.
See, Ray, they don't
talking about who's the most popular, who is still playing at least a good quality level.
Matter?
Because you're representing the NBA. That's why you're the face. You're representing the NBA. When random people think about the NBA, who the first couple players they're thinking about? LeBron James.
What are these bro? Casuals are casuals for a reason. If you sitting here still thinking Curry and LeBron, who is 10th and 11th seed in the conference, is still the face of the NBA because you don't know nobody. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the casuals. That is stupid. How can I understand the most popular player? But when I'm kind of with Ray, the face of the league is the person who everybody, oh shit, we got what's name tonight. God damn. And that person is Jokic, Luka. Who else is the face of the league? I would say SGA is starting to come into that. It's mostly the top 5 players to go be the face of the league. Now, if they popular or not, that's one thing. But that face of the league shit is killing me. I'm so
I
sick of
understand.
hearing about this throughout the media.
Hey, the casuals make a lot of money for the NBA.
By doing what? What do casuals pay for in anything? Everything is hardcore fans.
Okay.
You don't make.
Not every person that goes to games, not every person that buys jerseys is a hardcore fan. I'll tell you that right now.
I understand that to a certain extent because if you go to a game, buy a jersey, like that's a part of, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But the people that
I still think, honestly, the two faces right now is still LeBron and that babyface assassin. It's
what makes
Bron and
them
Steph.
what makes them the face of the league right now?
I mean, because when you think about face of the league, like a lot of people always talk about, like, yeah, best players, but even Kobe was still the face of the league when he wasn't playing relevant basketball after that last chip. But people were still calling him the face of the league over that nigga LeBron. Even when he wasn't, even when the games that he playing, like he was just playing like we knew he wasn't going to win another chip after that fifth one. That's the only reason why I say right now it's probably still Steph and LeBron. They both done won one within the last 5 years. Like right now, like they're on the back end the same way I can say how Kobe was when LeBron was coming on his come up. But it really ain't just no. I mean, if it's like anybody I can say clear clip right now, it's got to be out of Jokic and Giannis. Because right now we just talking about young dudes with their own squad. They've been the only two to win a chip as of late. Who else done won?
Okay.
LeBron and
No,
Steph.
you got a point on that. You got a point on that because when you say face of the league and then use like notoriety and then they have both won in the past 5 years.
They
But for
both
them
won
to
in the
still be
past
the
five
face of the
years.
league,
And the only two other niggas that we can really have an argument about is Giannis and Jokic. They both got multiple MVPs and both got a chip, while Steph and Bron were both still winning. Yeah. And clearly they're a hell of a lot younger. We know they're the face of their franchise. So who else can we put there besides them two? Luka ain't won yet. Tatum ain't won yet. Ant's here. SGA here. But they haven't won anything yet. Okay. So right now it's got to be out of Giannis and Jokic. But as of right now, just at recent time, it's got to be Jokic. But Jokic don't want that shit, man. No. Jokic this shit is like a part-time job to Jokic, bro.
I just realized why the NBA will never be as popular as the NFL. That makes perfect sense what you're saying, but you actually need a face of the league. And if you look at it now,
that right now.
But
look at the
I'm
NFL.
gonna say this.
Look at the NFL, look at the NFL. Who the first person you ask a nigga who they gonna say? Pat. He's a recognizable face. He's on your TV.
You still watch every team. You still get a chance to watch every team. You know how many games I just was not going to watch on prime time? Let me say this, Chris.
We watch every game, bro, but we know who the face of the NFL is. It's Pat.
I understand that, but the NFL is the face of the NFL. The NFL is the face of the NFL. Like, regardless of how it's more people that's going to watch them Thursday night trash matchup football games. Then they're going to watch the Warriors versus the Lakers, and you got 5 starters out. You got these guys not playing. I think if Steph and LeBron being the face of the league, that's going to hurt. That's hurting the league right now currently because the teams are sorry. So for them to be able to be the face of the league, regardless of what's going on with the standings, that's a problem. Because I don't see enough Anthony Edwards. I don't see enough Tyrese Halliburton. We don't see Paolo at all. He's the number 1 pick from last year. And he's already on he's the 4th seed.
This you want to know why they trying to find another face right now? Because, like I said, it's got to be either Jokic or Giannis.
Just put up good teams. Just put up good matchups. Just put good matchups on national TV and let everything fall into place.
I was just about to say that's another problem they have. They got too many of these games on goddamn Valley and League Pass. Like, don't get me wrong. I know you got to have some way to display the games if we're talking about League Pass. But that Valley shit is what's really killing them. Because, like, I have League Pass, but it's Maverick games I can't watch because Valley got that shit.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
That's also another problem. Like, with the NFL, yeah, they got all this Amazon Prime and all this extra shit, but the shit is accessible. I can go get Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? I can go get Paramount and watch some of these games. Like, that shit is easy. Like, nigga, I gotta go buy League Pass, Then you telling me I gotta go buy Bally just to watch my team? Like that's too much.
That's
That's
crazy.
too fucking much, bro. And then when the game is over on Bally, I gotta wait 4 fucking days just to rewatch it on my league pass.
That's crazy. I've been complaining about that for a long time. Y'all remember I can't even watch these Mavericks games. Now I'm watching them and I'm kind of like, But being able to not be able to watch games when you're playing for League Pass and have to wait 4 days later, that is crazy. But
yeah, so that's really on the NBA too. Like you could they can still have a clear cut face of the league right now if they wanted to. They can make it Giannis or Jokic right now. I feel like if you have to pick somebody, those are the only 2 selections that you can see. Because I don't see LeBron or Steph winning another chip by the time they retire. They just not. They exhausted all that they could out of their teams one more time, and that's all they got. Them niggas is not enough deodorant to carry nothing that they got going on no more.
I agree. I don't think it should be no face of the league, though. I think just play like the NFL. We think the Orlando Magic a good team. We think the Knicks a good team. If they match up with the Clippers or the Timberwolves, let them play.
You can't. The NBA is the players. The NFL ain't the players. Even though, like I said, you still have one quarterback that they crowned the Golden Boy. For years, it was Brady, but of course you also had Manning. You got all these great QBs, but we know who the face is right now. It's Pat, and it ain't no question, ain't no ifs ands or buts about it. That nigga is in every goddamn commercial right now. He's in every commercial.
That's not.
But I'm saying like the NFL doesn't.
It's still the games though. The NFL is still ran by the games. Like you're not just only watching Patrick Mahomes every week. He's on TV too. But I'm saying we don't have to just watch Patrick Mahomes. Whatever team
I feel you, but he is still the face. We gonna watch the shit, and you want to know why?
No,
I'm saying three times a week, DJ.
You missing what I'm saying. You missing what I'm saying.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but the reason why he is still the face and why we still watch these other games, football only comes on 3 times a week. That shit is a lot easier to keep up with for a lot of people than having to try to catch a goddamn 6 o'clock game on League Pass. At least on Sunday, I know I can watch all these games on cable.
I'm saying the national TV schedule, the TNT, the ESPNs. If we only get to watch Curry and LeBron, even though they're in the later stages of their career, just because they're the face of the league, these are the only teams that you push on. Because the TV schedule is still limited. We still only get so many TNT games, so many ESPN games. If y'all talking about casuals, the casuals are watching bad games. If you're an NBA casual and you only watching, you don't watch the League Pass, you only watching TNT, you only watching ESPN, you're watching bad games. You're watching a beat up Knicks team, you're watching a beat up Warriors team, you're watching an old Lakers team. These are the teams that are on TV. That's what I'm saying. I get that LeBron's the face of the league.
That's the league fault, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna look at another face of the league and still have a problem if they end up being a bad team. Because the face of the league, NBA wise, promotes only the face of the league, and that's the problem with the NBA. It's not having a face of the league.
Goes back to it's too hard to watch these goddamn games.
Put better games on national
TV. You know what? I'm finna hit y'all, nigga. We finna show some age on this motherfucker. Nigga, we used to be able to watch Mavericks games on TXA 21, nigga. UPN.
Mm-hmm. No, you're not wrong. They definitely need to fix the local
Mavericks games, nigga. I used to go to Channel 3 and be able to cut on a goddamn Dallas Mavericks game every game of the season.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to watch the GOAT of the Dallas Mavericks play every damn day. And now I'm paying for some shit, and I gotta wait 4 days to watch.
No, that's crazy, and I agree.
So it's hard to watch this shit, bro. What? The only time we get a game on just regular TV that I can cut on Channel 8 and watch some shit is on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Any other day I want to watch an NBA game, I better have cable or I better be paying for some shit. Otherwise, I'm not watching it. You're not watching it.
That's gonna be a perfect clip. I like that. That was an interesting conversation because that kills me. And before we get into our topics, anybody got anything? We got about 10 minutes on just looking at the state of the league right now in terms of what you've been seeing from teams in the East, in the West, what you've been liking since the last time we talked. Win
Jump me
streaks.
right back on here, y'all.
All right.
I ain't got much. I mean, since we last talked, Orlando been trending up, and so they've been trending up.
Speaking of Orlando, bro, I was listening to Tim Legler. He got a podcast now. Say, bro, that's one of my favorite analysts since I was a kid. He just speak ball, and they was debating which young core you would take out of Houston and Orlando. And I thought that was so disrespectful. And there's no shade on Houston, but I think Jalen Green, not all that. Jabari Smith is a role player. I think Amin Thompson he's intriguing, but he gonna end up being a guy that's just gonna be a guy. Cam Whitmore, to me, in my opinion, he's the biggest wild card for Houston, just because when I looked up, he ain't played over 30 minutes at all this year. And he doing everything he doing like within like 24 minutes. That boy gonna be a dog. He's over 35 from 3. He's over 48 from the field. So I think he gonna be a dog. But between him, Sengun, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, who's always hurt, I'm gonna start putting that tag on him. Houston got Sengun and some role players and some. Yeah, they interesting. That's what you got in Houston. I think with Paolo, Franz, and Jalen Suggs, you got 3 players that could be key pieces on a championship team, bro. And I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on that. I think they closer to OKC in terms of potential than they are to Houston. That's just me. They fourth in the East. They're top 4 team.
No, yeah, I feel you. I like the pieces they got over there in Orlando. I think Orlando has a solid squad altogether, and then just depending on what they do in the playoffs, we'll really see. But and then other guys you didn't mention, they have Anthony Black. I think he's trending. I think he's playing well as well. He could be a good 3-and-D facilitating guard at some point in his career if he continues on the right development path. And then you have Wendell Carter. Whenever he can play, he's still fairly young. I think he's around 25, maybe 26 now. But I mean, they have good pieces over there. I don't know if they have. They have good pieces over there, and I know Mo Wagner's a little older, but he's a quality player off their bench as well. Like Orlando is trending in the right direction for sure, and this is they're maybe a little ahead of schedule as well. Like Powell's in his second year, they're already 4th seed, so when he's in his 3rd, 4th prime years, they're gonna be looking real scary, moving toward his prime.
Fun fact. Paolo had a 10-assist game yesterday, and they came back from 20 down. I get they was playing the Wizards, but for a young team, stuff like that matters, bro. When you get down 20 plus on the road, anything can happen. I don't care if you playing the Wizards. I don't care if you playing Detroit. A 20-point comeback win when you have to get stops, when you have to hit clutch shots. Say, man, bro, I think Paolo is so disrespected. Year two, he doing all this in year 2. It's crazy, bro. I don't see why he gets no love at all. Motherfucker rather talk about Wemby and he getting put in the rim by Sengun. But
it was one game. Wemby's. I know we got to talk.
It's crazy how everything went. Like Wemby was on a kill streak, and then this one game, you just gonna it just set him back that much. Like, come on, man.
No, I'm not. No.
That nigga DJ sent that nigga back to France after that one game.
That's crazy.
What's the difference between Wemby's supporting cast and Paolo's? Let's just keep it above.
No,
hold on.
I'm not putting him ahead of Paolo. I'm just saying you keep on bringing up this Wemby game like he wasn't just on. Like, come on, man.
We got to keep it real. Let's keep it real. Wemby is 7'4". Wemby got some.
This is bad.
All I'm saying is, now DJ.
Did Paolo ever have teammates that was hating on him and not giving him the ball at any point?
Nobody was hating
on all that. We ain't finna sit. We can't sit here.
No, we got video proof that shows he was wide open in the paint, and they looked him off and took a bad shot. They were like,
and that's happened multiple times.
Bad shots.
But DJ, we're not gonna sit here. We're not gonna sit here and praise Paolo for coming. For first of all, shouldn't have been down by no 20 goddamn points to no goddamn Wizards in the first place. We're not gonna praise him for getting that for overcoming 20 down to those sorry ass Wizards and then kill this nigga for one game.
I'm not killing him for one
now,
game.
If it was going against a nigga that was just a bum, like okay, yeah, but Seguin is another underrated up and coming starter that ain't enough people talking about.
No, you right. I'm just bullshit. But you got 45 put on you. You got 45 put on you. It is he 45 him into an injury. Wemby's out for like a week.
Shut up, bro.
He 45 him into an injury. He did, and he was Sengun was talking his shit in the post game interview. He even cussed. He just like say, bro. He said, man, he's too skinny. He say, he's tall, but I just put him under the rim. He's literally saying this. Like y'all don't think these young players. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't think these young players competitive? When Paolo played Victor Wembanyama, Paolo, he killed them too. I'm saying I understand what Wemby might be, what he could become. But the fact that we just are penciling him in to be this generational top 10 guy of all time, the best player in the league, say dog, these young niggas is not bum.
What?
You looking at him, say, all right. So can y'all I'm gonna ask y'all this. Can y'all guarantee me Wemby will have a better career than Paolo, either team success or individual wise?
Individual wise, it's not hard to see. Individual wise, I don't think it's not. He definitely can individual wise. That's not even a question.
That's just based because that nigga don't get 1,000 goddamn blocks.
Y'all remember the hype that came around Anthony Davis, the hype that came around Cat. That's all I'm saying, bro. You gotta have to prove this.
It's different. Those two are disappointing in my opinion.
This is the only thing I'm saying though. Like we can honestly say right now, Rudy Gobert got a better resume than a lot of these top centers in the league. Mm-hmm. Like this nigga got Defensive Player of the Year awards, and that shit is better than what a lot of these other centers have. Mm-hmm. So individually, I don't think that's all that Wemby gonna get. Depending on what happens later on down the line, I can see him getting at least one MVP under his belt. If he get, because Pop ain't gonna coach that nigga forever. So if he get the right nigga around him that get the most out of him, considering that he's that tall but he has a small frame, which I'm not surprised that Seguin said that. Old boy said that because that was the main thing we was worried about. Like the nigga is small, and if he got we seen that Seguin, and he ain't even one of the top niggas in the league we talk about. Mm-hmm. But we can sit here and honestly say that Rudy Gobert has a better record, a better resume than a lot of these top centers in the league. It's only 2, 3 that might be better than him right now as far as resume.
I'm saying it's too many people just penciling Wemby in when there's a whole bunch of young players around his age that I'm not counting out. That's all I'm saying.
The young guys other than Paolo.
You still got Ant. You still got who else around that age? Caden, hell no. But you still got Ant, you still got Paolo, you still got goddamn, I ain't gonna say Chet, JDubb, but you still got I'm saying history is written by the winners. Wemby gonna have to win. I understand. Hold on, because Devin Vassell, a 20-point scorer. He was and he is. Keldon Johnson is still getting you about 17 points off the bench. They moved him to the bench. He was their best player 2 years ago. Like real.
And what's that 20, saying about them 2 years ago?
Devin Vassell averaged 20 in this league. Keldon Johnson has averaged 20 in this league. Jeremy Sohan, everybody hate him. Everybody talk shit. But that dude still is one of the most versatile defenders, a good rebounder, and he's gonna be a good role player. You got Greg Popovich. I'm saying when I'm just watching basketball, just the pure impact wise, everywhere I've seen Paolo play since high school till now, he's been that guy in his age group. That's all I'm saying. Wemby, when you look at his rookie year, they ain't did nothing. He's not affecting the win-loss column like he should. They've been relatively healthy. When Paolo got here, we never talked about the Magic. Nobody cared about the Magic at all. Franz Wagner was look like he gonna be a role player. He gonna be a top end. Cole Anthony, people was ready to get him up out the league. He was like their number one option for a minute. Nobody was talking about nobody on Orlando. That's all I'm saying. And for what he's been doing his rookie year to now, I'm just saying, bro, I'm not just gonna pencil Wemby in to be better than Paolo when Paolo has showed me since high school to Duke, getting to a Final Four to now. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. He gonna have to show it. I'm done talking about Wemby until he showed me something that actually means something.
Ain't
So
this
his,
the
so
same?
his
Ain't
games
this the
as a
same?
rookie.
I mean, but if we gonna do that, we might as well. We gotta also remember this is his first year. That nigga Paolo wasn't teeing up and shit his first year.
That's my problem. Yes, he was. They beat Boston twice. They beat Miami. They was
They
What
still
was
had
that?
a.
executing.
What record they
Saying they
finished
still
with,
had a
DJ?
losing
Hold on.
record. You talking
Hold
about he
on.
need to win. Paolo did not win. Now, if we can have
Yeah,
this
whoa.
conversation next
Paolo had
year,
one of the biggest jumps since Shaq
Yes.
from when he first got there. They had one of the biggest jumps since
I
Shaq
just
in
feel
terms of the
like this
win-loss
is a
column.
conversation that needs to be had after, like, next year if we see if Wemby can really get his team winning in year 2. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, they 1 year apart. That's okay. I guess we just gonna act like Wemby just the
Bro.
youngest nigga in the world.
I didn't
Last
say he
year,
was the
Bro,
youngest nigga,
last
but
year
we still
Magic
need
was
to
the
remember this
bottom
is
of the
his first
top.
year. Nigga, we had to nigga, and I know we gonna get into we
Okay.
ain't nigga, this ain't Jayson Tatum we talking about. The team was bad when he got there.
The team. Say, bro.
The
I
same thing with
honestly
Paolo.
think
All
the
I'm saying
Spurs
is,
were.
can we give this nigga a year? That's all I'm saying. Give him a year, and if he bad next year, then let's get on his head. That's all I'm
I'm not
saying.
on his head. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. We're gonna
Okay, how about
automatically.
this? I'm not crowning him like the niggas you're talking about.
Okay.
I
That's you.
ain't crowning him like the niggas you talking about. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking. I ain't
Okay, yeah.
crowning a nigga. I see the situation that he's in. He's in year 1. Now, if you want to do this Paolo Wemby comparison, we can do this in Wemby's second year. And if these niggas are still ass, then we can easily have this comparison and conversation. But yeah, the Magic had some impressive moments last year. They did pretty much beat Boston, who we was all talking about was supposed to be one of the best teams in the league. Like, that was one of the more impressive things they did last year. I will give you that.
Mhm.
But say, man, I'm right there with Ray. It's only so much I can try to judge when I clearly see niggas on the nigga is hating on this nigga. The nigga 7'4" down there on a nigga that's 6'10", and you don't want to at least throw the ball up.
And you trying to hold on a second. You trying to hype up who he got around him? Talking about Vassell, a 20-point scorer, and then did that in the NBA, bro. These people you bragging on are the same people that Pop said I'm still teaching them stuff that they should have learned in high school. They don't even know how to play basketball. They just know how to score, but they don't know how to actually play to win. So when you got guys like this on your team, and you saying that Wemby supposed to come in and change the whole culture, that's crazy.
And I was just about to say, like, I heard of a lot more niggas on the Magic before Paolo got there, before a lot of them niggas.
Bro, that's fucking cap.
Yes, I heard about. I heard about Cole Anthony.
Only reason I heard about the guys on the Spurs
Cole
because
Anthony
you talking about him,
and the Wagner brothers. I heard about
more
most
who
niggas on the
Keldon
Magic
Johnson
before
was until
Paolo
you
got
told
there.
me about him. I didn't know who Devin Vassell was until you told me about him. Nobody was going out their way to be like, man, y'all see that Devin Vassell game? Nobody ever said those words.
Like, honestly, bro, I haven't known who anybody was on the Spurs since they got rid of Derek White, bro. Since they traded that nigga to Boston, I've literally not kept up with one single person, bro.
I knew about Murray.
The team Paolo inherited was just as bad as the team Wemby inherited.
Did Murray leave before or after him?
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
No, I think he might have left. Before.
Okay, well, let me switch it up. I ain't known about nobody since DeJounte Murray and Derek White left. I ain't known about their nigga on the goddamn Spurs. But I can say I've known about niggas on the Magic, and a lot of reason why everybody know about Cole Anthony is because that nigga decided to do a goddamn dunk contest and some Tims.
No, he was for sure getting some game winners before that though.
He was, but the casual remembers that nigga for them Tims. But I heard about Cole Anthony. I heard about Wagner before Paolo had got there. I ain't really know too much about none of these niggas that San Antonio got.
I'm gonna move on, but I'm gonna ask Lil Chris this, and y'all just gotta let us have this conversation real quick. Lil Chris, when it comes to inheritance situations, knowing the young players, both these guys came on, what's the difference? And just in your opinion, before I look this one thing up.
In my opinion, the Orlando Magic had players. They acquired players that maybe didn't work out somewhere else, but they still had potential. In my opinion, the Orlando Magic players had a little bit more potential. Plus, they had like he said, Cole Anthony, and Franz Wagner. Those are two top picks. Meanwhile, the Spurs, they had guys that were playing underneath the Derek White, DeJounte Murray, things like they weren't really as the main focal points. The Orlando Magic guys, they had time to be the focal points. They had time to let the offense be ran through them. While the other guys on the Spurs, they were sitting behind guys. And even then, it's okay. You can get 20 points a game when there's not many options around you. Not that I'm saying Devin Vassell is a great player. He is a great piece. And you could say he's better than Wemby at this point right now. But I think Orlando was a little better than them.
So if I told y'all before Wemby got there, Keldon Johnson was a 24-point per game scorer, and Devin Vassell was a 21, 22-point per game scorer, versus when Paolo got to the Orlando Magic, they don't mean nothing to y'all. I get y'all saying, I don't care what Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson do, they trash. I didn't know who they was. I get y'all saying that. But can I just tell y'all the stats of these Orlando Magic players before bro got there? You had their leading scorer was Cole Anthony at 16 points a game. Franz Wagner, 15 points a game. You had a 24-point per game scorer in Keldon Johnson and a 22-point per game scorer in Devin Vassell versus a 16-point per game. All I'm saying, and we can move on, is that Paolo did not inherit a better situation than Wemby, bro. Let's just keep it above. That's all I'm saying. Y'all can feel differently.
I don't think you can base all that just off scoring though. Especially
it's not just
off,
bro.
No, I'm saying when you talk about
Magic was a joke.
I'm talking about when you're talking about somebody inheriting a better situation. You're like, I feel what you're saying about Cole was averaging this, he was averaging this, but none of them niggas probably. Again, when they were doing that, they were the first option on that team?
Cole Anthony was, and Franz Wagner was the second option.
Okay, so Cole Anthony has now been moved to the bench. He's not he's not averaging the same amount of points on the bench, is he?
Bro, no, he's damn near playing terrible this year.
Yeah, but you see
12 points a game, 43 from the field, 32 from the 30.
Okay, so those 16 points clearly wasn't equating to winning basketball. So he gets moved. He's getting moved to the bench and not doing shit. So clearly,
and he was the number one option.
And he shouldn't have been in that role to begin with. You can't come off the bench as a sixth man and do nothing when you were getting 16 against everybody's first units. But if we're gonna go, let's just say we go off of what Ray just said, that those two guys you're talking about, they knew how to score, but did not know how to play winning team ball. So, and I ain't trying to say you wrong with anything that you just said, but nigga, you got to think about it. The situation that San Antonio was in, they wasn't finna win shit. So hell, y'all finna go out here and get my buckets. What else do I have to do?
This is what I'm saying. You have to still have the ability. 24 points is still 24 points in the NBA is what I'm saying. Okay, I promise I'm going to leave you alone.
So you feel that Wemby is the reason why he can't get 24 points no more?
No, I'm saying when I'm just looking at player for player, impact on the game, and who I'm going to say is going to have a better future outlook, everything Paolo touches turns to damn near gold in his basketball career, bro. And it's undeniable. You go to Duke, Coach K's last year, you're the best player on a Final Four team as a freshman. That means something in terms of basketball acumen. You go to the Orlando Magic where your number one option is pushed to the bench and he's having one of the worst years of his career. He's not that good. And you literally changed the whole culture, and the only thing that changed is this one player. and you're a 4th seed in the Eastern Conference in your second year. He just turned 22. These are the things I'm talking about. And then we looking at like, oh, well, Wemby, man, Devin Vassell, he ain't shit, but he averaged 20 points, and he was the best player in that playing game that DeJounte Murray sold, and they really could have won against New Orleans a couple years ago. Devin Vassell was the best player in that game, and he's picked up, and he's one of the most underrated shooting guards in the league right now. Keldon Johnson, he's actually a good 6th man right now. I'm saying, bro, Paolo is one of them dudes, man. It's undeniable. So I can say he's right now a better player than Wemby, and I can't say he won't be a better player than Wemby in the future. That's all I'm saying. I know what Wemby can be, but we don't respect what we see right now. And just if Wemby next year have a good year, we're gonna automatically put him over guys that he don't deserve to be over with just because we think you should be up here. The same shit we did with LeBron. I'm just saying. Just what we think of you is gonna put you above motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. And it ain't gonna be based off play. That's all I'm saying. We can move on though. Paolo just basketball resume just better. Okay, so Dallas Mavericks, did they just win? I think they just won, right?
Won 114 to 108, beat the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Oh, they came back and won that motherfucker.
Luka dropped his 5th 30-plus triple-double.
Boy, Jayson Tatum finna get me paid early. God damn.
So I guess this is going to be kind of a topic. Ray, this kind of your topic because you said should the Mavericks be worried? Everybody go say, man, they just won. They just beat the Miami Heat. There's no problems in Dallas.
I was asking that question for y'all. Y'all the Mavericks fans?
But I'm just saying.
Hold on, what you say?
The
DJ
Mavericks.
DJ been talking about, man, I don't like how this Mavericks team looking. I don't like this. So I asked that question. I want to hear it from y'all. Really, I want to hear from you, DJ, because you the main one been speaking on them every game. If they lose, you gonna say something, whether they look bad or not. You can lose and look good. You don't like just because you look good, you gonna win.
Fuck that. Hell no, nigga. You lose and talking shit.
The game. In this case, though, the games they lost, they haven't looked that great, or at least the whole. It's some people that you can pick out and be like, if you would have played just a little bit better, we would have won this game. That's been the case in a lot of these Mavericks games. Like it's at least one vital piece to the team that just ain't pulling their weight.
They probably
did. It ain't the same person every game. It's not the same person every game, but it's at least one person or two people you can just be like, bro, this is why we lost right here.
I'm gonna say this, and both Chris go understand what I'm saying when I say this when it comes to Mavericks. There's 2 players at all times for the Dallas Mavericks that can be picked on. You want to know why? Because you got Luka and Kyrie, or you'll have Luka and Tim Hardaway, or you'll have Kyrie and Tim Hardaway, and those gonna be the focal points of the offense damn near at all times. And you can pick on all of them. And there's no point of attack defense for Dallas. And what that means is anybody can get to the paint, and you either go get a layup or you go pass it out for an open 3. That's what happens to the Mavericks. That's just what happens, bro. And it's not a Jason Kidd thing. It's a personnel thing. Luka damn near will stop. He will stop talking. He'll stop playing defense and just start talking to the ref. A whole conversation. He did it again tonight. It just he was so great in the second half that sometimes it don't matter, and everybody forget the problems that we're going to see again in the next couple games. That's my main thing. Point of attack defense, effort from your stars, and everybody on the Mavericks seems like they are one-way player. You either defense or you offense. You either rebound or I'm done. Somebody else talk. Yeah.
You can be done. You can be done. I feel like, in my opinion, I don't think the Mavericks. All right. I'm not worried about the Mavericks. I was a little concerned about what they was doing, dropping these games to, like, in my opinion, we shouldn't have lost Philadelphia. There's no way you lose to that team. But, I mean, I've seen some good things as well. And I just feel like, in my opinion, the Mavericks is just something that they've been going through, and eventually they're going to pick it together, and they're going to have a good, strong finish to the end of the season. Now, the player that I'm sick and tired of the most of is Tim Hardaway Jr.
Of course. Go ahead.
I don't know why you're saying of course. It's just facts. That dude is ridiculous. He has poor shot selection. poor decision making on offense. Anytime the ball touches his hand, he's either looking to get his shot or he's trying to pass, and he's not very good at it. And then on defense, the man is just lost. I'm sorry. I appreciate Tim Hardaway Jr. I appreciate what he can do. But if he's not hitting shots, he's not a plus on this team. And that's just the facts. I'm sorry. I hope he shoots his way out of the slump. I hope he shoots his way back into a quality player for the Mavericks.
I don't need
but
that.
In my opinion, that's it.
So, bro, this is one thing I've noticed about Mavericks fans from just everybody that I know that's a Mavericks fan personally, to motherfuckers I see on Bleacher Report, to motherfuckers I see on YouTube. Mavericks fans just look for fall guys. Everybody, this nigga fall. No, hold on. Everybody just look for somebody to blame instead of saying Tim Hardaway, love him or hate him. It's gonna be a playoff game, guaranteed. Going back to when he's always been with the Mavericks, he's gonna win a playoff game, guaranteed. If they get into the playoffs this year, because I'm predicting they are. When they get to the playoffs this year, in round 1, 2, or 3, however far they get, there's gonna be one Mavericks playoff game that Tim Hardaway is gonna win with his streaky ass shooting, and we all know that's a fact. We know what Tim Hardaway is. Going back to Michigan, when him and Trey Burke got to their goddamn championship, a lot of it, Tim Hardaway got hot in the tournament. And you know what happened in the goddamn championship game? He wasn't hot no more. This been his career from when he first started playing basketball. He's a streaky shooter. But when he's on, he's going to win you some games. And it's going to be the same until he retires.
But
he can't play.
This is my thing, though, DJ. It's one thing if that's one thing that you could be on or off about. But everything else, he just is consistently just off. I don't trust his defense no more. Like, I never really did. I think the reason why he looked so good is because you had Finney Smith guarding the bench fucking player. So he just looked good guarding whoever else. I'm not trying to say that he is the only problem that we have. I'm not trying to say that. But I already said the other day, like, if I'm going to keep anybody, of course I'm keeping Luka, I'm keeping Kyrie. I know Kyrie has shown that the nigga can, he ain't no problem. He ain't caused no problems the way he was in Brooklyn or not. He ain't no problem. But even with the trades that the Mavericks made before the offseason, we still have a glaring problem at center. I like Gafford. I like his energy. But at the end of the day, size matters. Pause. I need a defensive lockdown center in the paint. At this point, it's like I don't even give a damn if our center is scoring points. Like, at this point, just catch a couple easy lobs from that nigga Luka, but I need you to play defense. I like Gafford, but we need somebody with some height. I like Lively, but he's just too small.
I told y'all that.
I like Lively,
Ray,
he's just too small.
Ray, you remember when I said all this? But I'm crazy and I'm a hater. But
you still are. In my opinion, I think that's wrong. I don't agree with that.
What did I say about PJ?
I like Lively. I just think he's too small. I mean, maybe, his IQ will go up in these next couple of years and he'll, get better at playing the game and actually using the God-given talents that he has, because clearly, he ain't got nothing on his chest. He's still a little small, but he got some height on him. But it's like, shit, that is still a glaring problem. Because this is my thing. The same thing we talking about how these niggas are just blowing by niggas and getting to the goddamn rim. If he getting there, I'm not taking a man away from nobody off of that goddamn three-point line if I know I have a defensive anchor in that paint at all times.
What you
I don't have to come down there. I don't have to come off of my man for no help defense if a nigga get blown by, if I know I have a center down there that's going to hold down the paint and protect that rim.
The center can't guard two guys in a pick and roll.
I never said he could.
The center can always guard two guys.
He's just not, bro. He's the same size as Bam. He's not big.
Like, I'm not talking about Gafford, man. I'm talking about Lively. I'm saying I think Lively is a better rim protector than Gafford. I think Gafford is a good rim protector as well.
Chris is saying Lively is just too wet behind the ears to be effective right now.
I think
and he's saying Gafford is too small. You said what?
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with. I'm saying I agree with Chris on the fact that Lively is young. Lively is wet, a little bit wet behind the ears, but I still think he can be effective when it matters.
He went in certain games, but Chris, we've seen in games where he just hasn't looked good. And all I'm saying is that just has to do with his with his he's young. He hasn't had a full year in the league, so I'm not trying to kill him that much. And Gafford, I like him, but at the same time, it's just some games if he's not giving me the defense that I need.
Dang, we lost you.
My opinion, the main area where the Mavericks get killed are in the perimeter. You give up too many easy 3-point shots. Look what the Pacers did to us. Look what Boston did to us. That, in my opinion, that's where we get beat the most.
I told you that. Point of attack defense.
And
That
I
was my
agree
thing.
on that. I agree.
But this my thing. Y'all are going to look at everything else. You just said Tim Hardaway got to go. Okay.
That's one of the parts. That's one of the points. I agree. Mavs team defense as a whole is not good. We need point of attack defenders. In my opinion, we don't have anybody that can guard the perimeter and really hold that.
There's nothing you can do about that, Chris. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have Luka and Kyrie, 2 offensive stars. Luka really needs a second star that's a two-way player. Kyrie really needs a first option that's a two-way player. They are games you can play with them offensively, but in terms of the whole spectrum of basketball, a whole spectrum of building a team and playing basketball, they are not going to ever win you a championship to where it's like, oh, this team should win you a championship, because they're going to always be on the court together when it matters, and they might always be getting blown by. You seen what happened every time they on the court, and they even said it during the broadcast. He said, man, y'all probably ain't gonna like this, but they are -6 when Luka and Kyrie on the court at the same time. They said that during the broadcast because they can't play defense. Just because it's like they both are one-sided players. Point of attack defense will always be a problem. So you're going to get open threes because I'm just blowing by Luka or I'm blowing by Kyrie. That's just what's going to happen. And to cap on the fact that you got Gafford, who's a limited, smaller center, but he's one of your better options at center right now. Or you have Lively, who's young, who's just going to kind of be running around and be super jumpy, and he go protect the rim. And sometimes he's going to give up a 4-point play just on doing some dry, young, dumb shit. He did that today.
You don't like Bam as a defender for the Heat?
He's a better defender.
Bam is damn near a generational defender. Bam's so good at defense, they done went to the goddamn finals 2 out of 4 years.
You don't think he's a good rim protector? But he's only 6'9", right?
He's not a good rim protector.
That Gafford ain't Bam.
That too.
So when Gafford was leading the league in blocks, that's not nothing.
He still ain't Bam.
Say, dog, you block shots. That's a stat. But when I watch the whole game, you can't guard on the perimeter. You can't really guard the best of the best bigs.
You see Derek Lively lock up Drew Holiday on the perimeter?
Derek Lively can't, but then Derek Lively gave up a 4-point play to goddamn Caleb Martin when the Mavericks was on the road. Just drive because he's young, he's inexperienced, and he's just gonna make mistakes. This is what we're trying to say about the front court. The problem didn't get solved. It didn't get solved. It didn't. PJ Washington still went 4 for 12 today. He went 1 for 6.
I don't care. I don't care what PJ Washington did from the offensive standpoint.
No. Okay, but I'm saying when I came,
and just like you said,
you better not talk about that nigga PJ to that nigga Chris like that.
But I'm just
like you said, Dante Exum wasn't playing good. You was wrong. Go ahead and say that right now. Dante Exum, you go ahead and say he was playing bad. He was wrong.
He was all right.
Man, cut that nigga too. I don't want to hear shit about no damn Dante Exum.
He missed the dunk, but he's all right.
Man, cut that nigga too. Cut him, cut Josh Green, cut Tim Hardaway. All them niggas can go right now.
You just want to cut everybody good.
Everybody good.
You just want to cut everybody. You want to cut everybody that you have a future with. Everybody.
So you telling me that you gonna bet?
Who are we gonna replace these guys with?
You gonna bet our future on Josh Green, Tim Hardaway, and Dante Exum?
No,
That
no,
sounds
I'm not.
terrible.
No, I'm
Man,
not.
get them sorry ass niggas the fuck up out of here, dog. Get them sorry niggas out of here, man.
You can't. You done wasted first round picks on them. You got all your first round picks are gone. But we do go.
Man, we
transition to
wasted
some
first
of
round picks on Porzingis and got him out of here. At this point, if you gonna get them niggas
You're
out of
not
here,
getting no
man.
first round pick for PJ or Daniel Gafford. You can't even flip them for first round picks.
I didn't say PJ or Daniel. I said get rid of Josh
You could
Green,
definitely get a first for
Dante
Daniel
Exum,
Gafford.
and Tim Hardaway Jr. Them three niggas gotta go. And I'm damn near ready to throw Cleveland in that motherfucker too.
Oh, Cleveland been so disappointing. They used to be my boy too. That's ass, bro.
Man, all right.
He's solid, but okay.
Man, I tell you what, man, Chris, I'm telling you, if I find a female as loyal as you are to these sorry ass niggas in my life,
man.
If I find a female that's as loyal as you are to these sorry ass niggas,
I'm loyal to the guys. I'm loyal to the guys who are good on this team. I'm loyal to PJ Washington, Garrett Jones, Dante Exum. Those three.
You know how many games
I'm
we
not
lost out of our last 7.
That's not their fault. It is not their fault.
Exum.
I'll keep defending him. Did you look at them games in December and January that I told you to go look at?
He was good. Dante Exum.
We gotta move on. But I
Ray quiet because he know too. Dante Exum lit up the Lakers.
Dante Exum.
He did.
So but now we're gonna say one game is gonna keep this nigga off.
Hey man, Mavericks finna be one and done. Mavericks finna lose in the first round. I'm gonna say.
Shit. Oh, Chris.
Man, move on.
They might beat Minnesota. Minnesota don't get Cat back.
Chris, I'm telling you, boy.
We can move on. See, you talking? Let's argue this because me and Chris, we got us a debate going between who's more important to the Thunder.
DJ, you might lose. I'm telling you, the way this nigga got this loyalty to these niggas, dog.
I'm gonna let y'all be the judge.
Y'all be the judge. Later. That's all right. Go ahead.
Because I was doing some thinking. I'm gonna let you go first, but I was just doing some thinking. Who will be more important to the Thunder in the playoffs this season? Chet or JDubb? Because me and Chris, we always arguing between Chet and JDubb. I think JDubb is the second most important player on their team. But you say Chet. Go ahead, give us.
I'm gonna let y'all go.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right, I'll go ahead and break it down like this. When it comes to the playoffs and being one of your best defender on the team, Chet Holmgren will have the rim protection on lock for one, and he's good enough to be out there on the perimeter as well if you need. Along with that, he's also able to play your other team center off the court on offense. He's able to stretch the floors. He's able to take the ball up the court and do whatever he needs to do against the other team center. Rudy Gobert, if they play the Minnesota Timberwolves, Chet can play Rudy Gobert off the court. Now, along with that, we can move on to Jay, and I'll continue with that. Chet can also be your second option as far as scoring if you wanted to as well. You say, oh, Chet can't bring the ball up the court. Oh, Chet, you ain't running plays for Chet. That's a lie. That is a lie. You ain't watching OKC games if you think Chet can't bring the ball up the court or they're not running plays for him to hit threes, to get on the block, to hit mid-range jump shots. I'm telling you that right now. If Chet wanted to ISO against ISO as well, they run that for Chet as well. Now, along with that, you want to say JDubb may be your second best player as far as scoring or in the clutch, whatever. Even if you want to give him that defender, they have perimeter defense. They have Lou Dort. They have SGA. So if JDubb wasn't there, Chet can win you a game on both sides of the ball. Whereas JDubb isn't. If they didn't have JDubb, if they didn't have Chet, it would be looking a little scary.
Oh shit.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Hey, DJ, you got to come with some fire to beat that.
Now, this is my thing. Because first of all, to your point, I could see the argument for him being more important just because the lack of bigs that Oklahoma City doesn't have. And I get your point that you have 1 million wings and guards over there in OKC. So you might think he'll be replaceable. But what if I told you that Jalen Williams is one of the most clutch players in the NBA? He's one of the most clutch players in the NBA. He's 12th in fourth quarter scoring. Okay, you following me? He's third in field goal percentage in the fourth quarter. You following me? He's first in 3-point percentage. And you know the only players that have they're top 15 in all those categories in the fourth quarter. LeBron, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, PG, KD. So when it comes to the playoffs, we all know these games come down to the last couple of possessions. JDubb has been their best player in the fourth quarter. He's actually closed most of these games. And when it comes to the big games, he's closed most of the big games. Everybody loves SGA, but when you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder and you look at the efficiency of JDubb, you look at how he plays in the fourth quarter, you look at he's a two-way player. I just think he's just the second most important player on that team. And he's the most important player in the fourth quarter. Chet, say, man, if Chet had to carry the load of being a second option, he wouldn't be able to do half the things he does on defense because he can't even guard centers for real. If we just go keep it a buck, Chet can't guard the best centers in the NBA, especially not in the West. We seen what Jokic did to him. We seen what Anthony Davis did to him. Yes, you bragging about a guy because he's more important than JDubb because of the position he plays. When he does not execute in that position, when you need him against the best competition. And the opposite is with JDubb. The better the competition, the closer the games, the better he is. He's with the KDs. He's with the Giannis's, the Jokic's, and in terms of fourth quarter production. And that's what these playoff games are going to come down to. We're not good in the paint anyway. So why do I give a damn about Chet being in the paint when he's not even good at protecting the paint against the better players in the NBA that he needs to guard? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Chris, Ray, y'all got anything to say after that, or should I continue?
The only thing that I was going to say is like, and it kind of just piggyback on what DJ just said. I feel like JDubb is going to be JDubb no matter who he plays against. But I do feel like Chet production, and since y'all talking about playoffs, I do feel like it's who Chet matchup is going to be once they get there. Because right now, if the playoffs started in 2 days, the Thunder would be going against the Kings. Like if the matchup just stayed the way they were right now. And of course, we'd probably take Chet in that matchup just because he's going against a smaller center in Sabonis. But I'm not taking, like, if he had to go against the Nuggets, the Clippers, Pelicans, hell, I don't even think, I'd have to go and see how he did, but I don't even think I might take him in a 7-game series against Nurkic and the Suns.
Facts.
And I damn sure ain't taking that nigga over AD, but we know the Lakers ain't even up there in conversation right now.
I would like to retract my statement when I said the only five players that are in top 12 in all the major categories in the fourth quarter, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and scoring is Luka, JDubb, LeBron, PG, and KD. It's only 5. Yes.
Good Lord.
I'm just saying.
You don't like
man.
PG.
Like
you don't like PG,
I just think the problem with Chet is that, I don't even know if I really agree with that Timberwolves take, because I just feel like if Cat healthy and them two niggas get that nigga Chet for 7 games, I think Chet niggas might as well put Chet
He's food.
Bro.
No, he's not.
He's food. He's food, bro. Say, bro.
Okay. Hey, DJ, hold on. Go ahead and put that nigga Chet. Bishop TD Jace. That nigga's getting swallowed the fuck up if he got to go to Minnesota in a 7-game series, dog. That nigga is done. He got to get Minnesota in a 7-game series, dog.
Say, man.
Bishop TD Jace. The nigga's getting swallowed up.
Ray, help me out here.
Nah, I'm sorry, dog. I don't know about that. Like I said, with Chet, it's gonna come down to matchups. JDubb gonna be JDubb.
And I think you gonna need a clutch player more than you gonna need a guy whose main job is to protect the paint that he's not gonna be able to protect against the top team.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
all I'm
see
saying.
Chet.
Hey, so is Bam a crucial part to that Miami Heat team run?
Bam ain't
Nigga,
190
Bam better
pounds.
than Chet.
Chet can have do the similar things that Bam does.
Ray, we ain't heard
Well,
your
Bam will
opinion.
beat the brakes off of that nigga Chet. That nigga Chet.
I like Bam.
soft
I
for
like Bam too, but in my opinion, Chet in the future will be just as good, if not better.
Nigga, if Bam had to get Chet for a 7-game series, that nigga Bam be. Oh my god.
What's your ceiling?
You
for
keep
Chet?
saying
What's your
what
ceiling
Chet
for
is going.
Chris?
You keep saying what Chet is going to get cooked on one. Chet will do the cooking. Chet will do the cooking on offense and lock you
Chet
up.
ain't
is a
cooking
role
Bam like that.
player.
Chet ain't cooking
Chet is a
Bam
role
like that.
player. Chet, he shows flashes of ball handling. He shows flashes of taking people off the dribble, shooting. But he can't. Are you expecting him to be able to carry an offense like that as a second option?
So you don't think if Chet was not drafted to OKC and he went to let's say he was with let's say he was on another team. Let's say if he was on the Spurs, you don't think he would be doing what Wemby is doing?
No.
You don't think if he was on, like I said earlier, if he was on the Magic, if he was drafted to the Magic at the same time Paolo was, you don't think they could be in the same situation they are right now?
No,
hell no. Hell no.
That's cool.
What do you
That's
think?
cool.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What do you think Chet is offensively?
I think the sky's the limit, in my opinion. I think
Why?
Because he has all the tools and he's already an efficient shooter in his first year.
Well, then shit, let me look in that damn toolbox because I don't know what tools you
So you think, because I still think he's a high quality, top level, top shelf role player, bro. Because when you swing it to Chet, because you're not, no, hear me out. When you swing the ball to Chet, because you have SGA handling the ball, you have JDubb handling the ball, those are your first and second options. By the time Chet gets the ball, he's just going to have to catch and shoot, or he's going to have to catch and drive. He doesn't necessarily have to make a play, but he can. I'm saying, what makes you so sure that if you had to adjust his role to where, hey, get the ball to Chet and you got to dictate everything that's going on? Do you think he can do that?
Yes, because I've seen it.
You see it in spurts because he's a third to fourth option on offense.
I keep telling you, even when JDubb does, Chet's played every game. Chet has played every game. So even when JDubb's off the floor, even when Chet is the second option, he shows you his ability to win games and be there in that solid role for SGA.
But why does it take a nigga to be out the game to do that?
Because it's a pecking order thing. JDubb was there last year. He is the second option already by default.
That's a first-round pick.
So is JDubb.
JDubb was
the number 1 overall pick or number 2 or whatever the fuck.
Yes, he was the number 2 overall pick.
It don't matter because in his first year,
man, if I'm getting you that high, you're playing. If I'm getting you that high, you're playing. You are my second, whatever. You're not my third, fourth option.
Chet could be the second option.
Didn't I just tell y'all? If it's all because of LeBron. If LeBron would have never put his big burly frame in the Chet at a dang pro-am game, Chet would be the second option right now.
Huh? Hold on.
So it's not
LeBron?
So it's not the fact that JDubb is shooting 54 from the field and 40.
Whoa. So we finna sit here and say that LeBron put his frame on Chet when Chet was the only nigga taking that goddamn pro-am game serious. Man. Chet was about to be the reason why a bunch of these goddamn GMs and owners telling these niggas not to go to another pro-am game ever again.
Can I just be real with y'all? Chet ain't he's been a role player since college, bro. He ain't been a number 1 option since high school.
You keep with this lame argument.
Lame?
I told you, there's plenty of players who are limited in roles in high school, in college, but when they get to the NBA, they have the skill sets to be
in the same role. You're crazy. I'm legit thinking you crazy
because of where he was drafted and his situation.
So you don't think the number 2 overall pick, if you could do more, they would let him do more? Why don't they let him do more? They think JDubb is better as a second option than Chet. It's proven. They think so.
It's a winning formula for them. Chet, you focus on the defensive end a little more, but when we need you to score, when JDubb can't get it done, we got you right now.
Exactly. He's playing a role, sir.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Just
I'm
because
saying
being a great role player is valuable too, Chris. You're trying to elevate him into something he's never been on the college level and now in the pro level. And I don't see him doing that going forward. JDubb is giving you 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on 54 and 45, bro. Like, are you not hearing these numbers, these field goal percentages? I just said he's in the same
Now go ahead
conversation.
and read out Chet's numbers.
Chet is 54-39.
Oh, wow.
It's still great numbers. Not as good as JDubb's. Ray, you saying something?
Oh no, my bad, bro. That's me. Nigga, what the hell?
We ain't heard from Ray in a long time. But I'm just saying,
it out, man.
What are your thoughts? Who you think was more important for the Thunder in these upcoming playoffs?
You can say JDubb more important, but this was going. If Chet don't show up at all, SGA and JDubb can play lights out, and they're not gonna win. Chet is just as important as JDubb. That's my take on it. It's a 50-50 thing.
Okay,
that's my take on it because as much like, bruh, Chet is still a defense player of the year candidate. He ain't gonna win it, but he's still a candidate. That means he's been doing something defensively. They're going to need that. Like, we can clown, say he's too skinny, he's not strong enough, he doesn't look that great against X, Y, and Z. Who actually looks good against the top centers in the league? Name me the defenders that look good when they go against the top offensive centers in the league. Because Rudy Gobert get destroyed too, and they locking him in as a defense player of the year. So we can't make fun of Chet getting killed by these guys when everybody get killed by these guys. That's just what it is.
But I'm not making fun of it. Okay, go ahead.
You're not stopping Embiid. You're not stopping Anthony Davis. It's certain guys you just not stopping when they get going, and especially if they're doing it on a nightly basis. Like, come on, man, they're doing it to everybody.
Ray, this is what I'm saying. If our biggest weakness is our interior defense, and we are the most important player on our team is Chet by default, but we don't even think Chet is equipped.
Hey DJ,
to
you
guard
want to holler at y'all, boy?
Oh, all right, bro. But if you don't think Chet is equipped to handle the Jokic's, to handle the Karl Anthony Towns, the bigger centers in the West, and this is our biggest problem. Why is he still more important than a guy who's up there with LeBron, Luka, PG, and KD is the only 5 players to be in the top 5, the top 15 of points, field goal percentage, and 3-point percentage in the fourth quarter? He's closing games. And you know how important that is in the playoffs. And I think that's what separates JDubb. He's a two-way player on the wing. You could throw him on Kawhi. You could throw him on PG. You could throw him on the Lukas from here and there and whatever. And when it comes to the fourth quarter, he's just as good as those guys. And we've seen it. So I'm saying he's more important because in the playoffs, when the games get tight, I know what JDubb's going to give me. If I say Chet is still going to get killed by these guys, how is he just as important? I get of course he's still important. He's the third best player. But I think JDubb is more important because he's a better closer than SGA. SGA wasn't in none of these stats in the fourth quarter. I'm not gonna lie to you. He damn near wasn't ranked. It was JDubb. I thought that was shocking when I seen those numbers. You don't think so?
I mean, that's good. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't necessarily translate to playoff basketball.
Didn't you just say it yourself that he was the better player on OKC last year in the play-in?
I did say
and then we not see JDubb is what helped the Thunder get back on the path of relevancy along with Shea. He was there before Chet, and they were still a pretty good team. Chet is bringing them across over the hump because you adding on to the guys, and they are getting older. JDubb in his second year. Now you got Chet. SGA is learning to play with these guys a little bit better. But I'm saying, bro, we can't act like and ignore what JDubb has been doing his rookie year, from his rookie year to now. And he's even better, and he's one of the most efficient players in the league as a two-way wing. One of our biggest problems with Tatum is what? his scoring and his efficiency in the second halves of games as a two-way player, because we know how important he is on the boards. We know how important he is as a shot maker in quarters 1 through 3. But he fails in the fourth quarter. If JDubb can be something like a Tatum to where he's affecting the game on every aspect of the game and he can close games, this is one of the most important players in the league, bro. And I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it in chunks and I've been seeing it in spurts. But I don't think people are understanding how good JDubb is as a small forward. Bro, in my opinion, he's a top 5 small forward. Just based off what I've seen. And then I'm going to go look at these stats. I'm just saying, bro. I get the Chet thing, and I can see the argument for them being 50-50, but I don't think it's 50-50. I think JDubb is he got to prove it. But based on what I've seen from him and his trajectory, bro, he's gonna be the second. Him and Shea, man, that is different. It's levels to this, and I think Chet is just slightly a notch under JDubb.
You think he's slightly under? I think Chet's about the same or slightly above, and that's fine.
And this is my thing with you. This is my thing with you. Where my finger at? This is my thing with you, dog. I don't see how you think he's slightly even close to being as important as JDubb, dog. If you can't win close games, you not gonna win no championship. And shit, go look at all these close games. We seen it in real time, but go and go check these stats. Only him, Luka, LeBron, Durant, and Paul George. Paul George is an outlier too. That seems kind of ugly, but them some names, bro. Them is Hall of Famers, bro.
You don't have. It's the difference between being a better player and being a more important player, and it's also a difference between me being the second most important player and I'm not putting points on the board versus somebody who is putting points on the board. You're the second option. I don't mean you're the second most important player. Those two things are not equal to each other. That's not they're not synonymous to each other. Those things don't mean the same thing. That just means my role is more crucial to this series than yours is. You're still the second option on the team, but if I'm not doing my job, you can still complete your job, but we don't win. That's what being more important means. Even when you do your job, if I don't do my job, we don't win the game. That's what I'm saying by Chet is either just as equal to like their playoff run is going to come down to both Chet and JDubb because JDubb is important to taking some of the pressure off of SGA, and Chet is more important to the wing defenders out of SGA and JDubb. So if they do get beat, they got somebody. Oh, we got somebody in the paint. So those they're just as important. Like it comes from it just how it depends on how you want to spin it or play it. Like when it's on the offensive end, JDubb is more important. When it's on the defensive end, Chet is more important.
You're right. I'm gonna ask you this, Ray. Do you think Chet got more? Because Chris thinks Chet got more offensive game and he can carry a bigger offensive load. How do you feel about? Paul. How do you feel about Chet offensively? Like, do you think he can carry more baggage, or do you think he's in a perfect slot for his talents?
I mean, you can see his talent and see that he's definitely holding back because he got two guys ahead of him right now. But you can clearly see that he can increase the volume. Like the thing about showing flashes at times, and ain't he averaging like 18?
Yeah, he about 17, 18.
17. Damn, 17 and 8.
So like the fact that you don't show flashes and you averaging over 15 points a game, especially if this your first real season in the league. Like I know he was a rookie last year, but it's his first year actually playing against NBA level talent. So the fact that this is his first year playing, he comes straight in averaging 17 points. He's pretty efficient. So I mean, we can say he has flashes. Those flashes mean something. It shows that if I had an increased role, you would see this more often. But I have to play within my role. I can't do this as often as I want to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this. I feel that, and I can agree to a certain extent. But my thing is, do you think? Okay, let's say based off what you're saying, do you think he could be a legit second option? Could you run stuff through him? Could you see him not in flashes, not in spurts, but on a routine basis, like Paolo, get it off the board, come down, he's calling this, he telling this, he get it to him, he get it to him. I don't see that from Chet's game, bro. It's a playmaking aspect, it's a ball handling aspect. It's just I think he's a big man that has some wiggle to his game for a center, for a power forward. But there's a difference between being a primary ball handler and being a guy who can make plays off other guys who can make plays. Like, I think he benefits from an SGA. He benefits from a JDubb who can handle the ball at all times, and he don't have to do it. I think if you had to put the ball in Chet Holmgren's hands every play, I think that would be a problem. I don't think he could be a guy who could be a primary ball handler, and I think that's what, in my opinion, is keeping him from being a second option, a first option. You got to initiate offense. I don't think he can initiate offense, but when he get that ball off of SGA action or off of JDubb action, and he got to catch and make a play, he great at that. But that is great for a third option. I don't think he can be a primary ball handler. And that's what keeps him from being a second option, first option in my mind.
You don't see him take the ball off the rim and taking it down the court and doing his thing?
Yes, in spurts. You see what I'm saying? It's in spurts. It's not a routine thing. You don't just be like, okay, I'm finna inbound. They inbound the ball to Paolo a lot.
Because he's the first option. He's the number one on that team.
Why, though?
Because he was drafted to be that.
He didn't do it. I don't think Chet couldn't, bro.
If I already have two guys that can do it, I don't need all these cooks in the kitchen.
But I'm saying I don't think he can do it.
Okay, I disagree with you on that.
Okay, so you think he could be a primary option in terms?
I've already told you. Yeah. I think Chet. I don't think he's better than Paolo, but I think he can have them in a similar range. I think he can have that Orlando Magic in that similar range that Paolo does right now. Maybe not 4, but he had him 5, 6.
So basically, you think he could be a point forward type of guy in the right situation?
I do.
Okay, Ray, then we can move on. You think he could be a point forward type of guy in the right situation, Ray? They could be a primary ball handler, initiator of offense?
I don't know about point forward. He can handle the ball solid, but like it's more to being a point forward than okay, I can handle the ball for my size as a forward. I don't know. I haven't seen a consistent part of his game from a playmaking standpoint. So I can't say 100% if I could see him in a point forward role. But I mean, hey, it could, like I said earlier, it could just be one of those things where he's just playing within his role, so he don't show that side as much. But I don't know.
I feel you. I don't blame nobody for not seeing it because he doesn't show it much.
And I'm just gonna end it on this. It's just because even at Gonzaga, like when you were a top guy, he was the top guy in that class, bro. And at Gonzaga, they didn't let him do that either. They didn't let him do it there either.
Then Gonzaga's focused on playing.
Who was on that Gonzaga team, DJ?
Julian Strawder, Andrew Nembhard, and Drew Timme.
And are any of them playing better than him right now? That's in the league. I know Andrew Nembhard. All right, told you about Andrew. I didn't know Andrew Nembhard went to school with him. If I'd have known that, I would have been clowning. And I still don't see he's just not good to me. He's not an NBA level point guard.
God. Andrew Nembhard?
Hey,
I didn't think Andrew Nembhard was that good in college. I didn't think he was that good in college.
I know you do not see this dude dribble the ball to the corner and be like this. I can take the ball from him. You ain't never just thought about that? Like, bro, I can go up to him and rip him. Like, his ball handling is shaky. It's real stiff. He don't really have much. He don't really have moves. He's more of a catch and shoot guy. Maybe that's what it is. He's not really a ball handler.
He was a point guard for Gonzaga.
When you a point guard, it just bothers it. It bothers. I mean,
go ahead, Ray. My bad.
He may have been better than him in college. I didn't watch.
wasn't.
You
He
did, so
wasn't.
I got to take your word for it. Let's I go watch it
wasn't.
myself.
I'm not saying he's
But-
better, but I'm saying Chet wasn't doing what Paolo was doing at Duke. He wasn't doing it at Gonzaga. He was a role player at Gonzaga. And I just think sometimes you just are what you are. He's like, he flashes those other things, but if you had to be the primary guy on a team, I think that shit would get exposed, bro. He's good for what he is, and that's okay. That's why I be trying to tell Chris.
What was JDubb
Because you
doing?
still can get to the Hall of Fame as a role player. Watch what Draymond Green finna be. I'm just saying.
What was JDubb doing in college, and why did Thunder take him?
He was at Santa Clara for one, and he averaged 25 and 5 in his career.
That's crazy. Why didn't they take him over Chet then?
He was at Santa Clara.
Okay, there's plenty of guys.
He played for 3 years. You know how they do that in college.
Man, where was Markelle Fultz?
He asked for the Santa Clara.
And he went 13th overall.
Where was Markelle Fultz?
No, that's what.
Where was John Morant?
Kobe went 13 overall. Steve Nash got people before Kobe.
You got it.
I think JDubb, if they did a redraft, where would he go? Exactly.
All right.
Yes, yeah. But we can move on to this.
If they did an NBA draft based on what you look like in the NBA, like, come on now.
I'm just saying, you coming out of Santa Clara and he wasn't no highly talented prospect. That's why I say a lot of this shit be politics. If I think you go be good and you show me you good, you valued over a guy that came.
What did he do outside of scoring? Like, what did he do winning wise?
Santa Clara, they didn't win, Butch.
Okay, then. That's why.
Ben Simmons, K didn't win much.
Come on now, DJ. Sometimes it's not politics. Sometimes it's about, bro, we didn't get to see enough of you.
Ben
Did you not just realize that?
How can I know you if I don't see you?
That's what I'm saying. K,
that
like, okay, Chris,
you just not winning.
Let me say this to Chris, because K Cunningham wasn't winning either. He was number 1 overall, and I thought he was ass. But okay,
what school he
K
go
Cunningham, huh?
Oklahoma
what school
State.
he go to?
Oklahoma State.
Was they at least in the March Madness?
I don't know.
I don't.
But he went to Oklahoma State.
Right, they wasn't. It was really no difference between it. Just he was the number 1 guy coming out of high school.
I ain't heard nobody good at all.
But do you see what I'm saying? We're already.
I was saying I ain't heard. Last time I heard somebody at Oklahoma State was Marcus Smart, Brian Nash now.
Yeah, but this is all I'm saying. If you're the number 1 guy coming out of high school, UK Cunningham, I'm expecting you to be good. And if you at Oklahoma State, you 25 and 5. Oh, yep, check. Number 1. You know what I'm saying? JDubb. I didn't know who he was. I know who everybody is. I didn't know who he was coming out of high school. I didn't know who he was until the goddamn draft combine. And I went back and was like, oh, that was old boy from goddamn Santa Clara. The only good team they had is Gonzaga in their conference in St. Mary's. So it's like nobody really cared about that conference. So by the time you went and looked back and you found out about him, it's like, oh, okay, now I see it. And then he's like, okay, he gonna be good. But I wasn't looking for you. I wasn't checking for you. So it's like, it's one of them things. But K got the upper hand because he was coming out of high school and we expected him to be good and he looked good. So he's automatically over JDubb. Even though if you do a draft right now, JDubb, give me JDubb. Get your ass out of here, K. Just because of what's going on now. That's all. But now we get into this, and it's our last topic of the day. Is Jayson Tatum the most unreliable number 1 on a contender? I got a graphic for y'all, and I mean it's kind of y'all gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying. So, can y'all see that? These are 4th quarter stats. Those are the splits. It's really 4th quarter, so it's you only really looking at the points and the splits. But I'm not gonna take too long on this, and I'm gonna just reveal. I'm gonna reveal it just because it's like, Look at this, man. Look at this shit. Look at that shit, bro. Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Williams over Jayson Tatum in the fourth quarters, bro. Jayson Tatum has been horrendous, man, in these fourth quarters. I got some old Jayson Tatum stats. I'm going to let this marinate for a second. But Jayson Tatum, they have 13 losses, right? They've lost to the Cavs, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Bucks, Pacers twice, the Thunder, the Warriors, the Magic, the Hornets, Philly, and Minnesota. Now, I know what y'all saying. Those are all good teams outside of the Hornets.
I remember that.
So, but this is my thing. 9 of those 13 games, 9 of those 13 losses, Jayson Tatum shot under 44%. 9 out of 13 of them games. That means it just ain't looking good. And most of those losses in the fourth quarter, 39, 18, and 87 was the splits in the losses. Ray, you asked, is Jayson Tatum the most unreliable number one contender? By the stats, yes. Yes. Now, if we go throw some nuance on it, we could throw some nuance on it. But me personally, I think he came into a good situation. He won early. He was a top pick out of Duke. So everything looked better. When Jaylen Brown was out against the Nets, he put up 50 and he got a game. And y'all know how we say, if you are a superstar, I don't care what's going on, you got to get a game. He got a game against the Nets and a super team. So everything just was looking good for him and everything fell in his path. But I just don't think he's good enough to win no championship as the main guy. But y'all can go now.
I'll speak real quick. I think, to me, when you think of closing, like Jayson Tatum has had these great moments in the playoff season where he's closed and he's looked good, but is he unreliable? And the answer is he's not reliable. When you think of consistent closers, he's not one of the first ones on that list. And if you're picking somebody, he's not. If you would pick, a player to close out, you're going into Game 7. You'd be hesitant to pick Jayson Tatum over a Luka. You'd be hesitant to pick him over some of these other guys that can consistently that are proven to be killers in the playoff, no matter what, consistently. Like, you would not picking him over Kawhi when he's healthy. You're not picking him over. Like, in my opinion, Jayson Tatum, there's been moments where, to quote Jared Allen, the lights were a little too bright. And that's okay. He's shown when the lights haven't been bright and he's stepped up to the plate. But in my opinion, he has work to do. He's work to do to prove that he can be more consistent.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this: is he a tier 1 superstar in your mind?
I don't think he's when you say tier 1, are you what, top 5 in the league? I don't think he's top 5.
It's
playoffs come around.
I know I can build a championship team. I'm gonna say, I know you can win a championship if I put the pieces around you. Well, so with the switch, the topic is: is Jayson Tatum the most unreliable number one on a contender team? Is he unreliable? But what you saying, Chris?
I thought you were saying something. I was just saying you say he's a tier 1 superstar. I don't think he is. I just don't think he is. I think he's just a touch below. I think Jimmy Butler, come playoff time, he knocks him out of that tier 1.
Right.
I think he's a tier 1. Only, like, I know we try to throw him some slight because of this him being. I mean, you can say he was drafted into the right situation. He drafted into the perfect situation, but Tatum, I mean, we've seen him get better every year.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him come in as a rookie and literally take the reins from Jaylen Brown, who was supposed to be a step ahead of him at that point in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
When they made it to the East Conference Finals, we already had this little debate. Tatum took a extra step that Brown wasn't ready for in that Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What tier is Jaylen Brown though? Jaylen Brown is damn near tier 4.
This was rookie year Jayson Tatum.
No, I see what you're saying, but I'm saying you're giving him credit. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. There was a 50 win team when Tatum got there. They was fucking already in the Eastern Conference Finals. You literally swapped out Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, and you got Gordon Hayward, Jayson Tatum, Kyrie. There's no fall off with none of them guys. I get Tatum's a rookie.
How many games did Kyrie play in that playoff run?
No, I'm not talking about the playoff run. I'm saying the team that he inherited.
That's what Tatum made his name, though, in his rookie year, in the playoffs. That's when he started showing us who he's going to be in the future.
And then
Kyrie wasn't there, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I understand that. But now that we've seen more playoff runs, we've seen what happened with the Warriors. We've seen what happened with the Miami Heat. We've seen we seen now that we moved on from that. Because we did the same thing with Donovan Mitchell. When Donovan Mitchell beat OKC, what was they saying? Oh man, he the next Dwayne Wade. He look like he finna beat it. We do it a lot. But I'm saying you don't stay where we thought you were. You over time, you start to tell us who you are. So I get where he was going. Now we got to talk about where he at. He's never been on a bad team. So we don't even know how he can elevate a team off him. Like what this team is this because
what
of
does Boston look like if he don't ever go to Boston? Are we still talking about Boston competing for championships?
That is a little bit unfair because
how is that a little bit unfair? It's not unfair to say that Tatum has always been on good teams, but it's unfair to say if Tatum wasn't there, they wouldn't be the same team. That don't make sense to me.
Okay, now replace him with any other guy that's
what other guy?
Let's say Brandon Ingram. Because Brandon Ingram, I think he was the second pick in his draft or whatever.
You think Brandon Ingram is going to come in and that'd be the same exact team? Tatum
how bad? What's the
Tatum developed way faster than Brandon Ingram did. And Ingram was in a situation where he should have been developing faster, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
When all you have to focus on is your game because you're not winning right now, so all you have to do is focus on your game.
Okay. Now let's just go.
Still with a slow progress.
So you saying no to Ingram? Okay, throw in Paul George.
You talking about young Paul George?
Yes.
I mean that's different. We already seen Paul George what he was with Indiana.
But I'm saying, how many good players would fail in that situation? That's what I'm saying. How many players that you can replace?
Paul George probably fell in that choice too, because he was losing LeBron too.
No, I'm saying, okay, who that's a good player. I'm not. Don't replace Tatum with trash. But the players like a Paul George, the players like a Carmelo Anthony, I think, because when we were talking about this earlier, Tatum got into a situation that everybody wanted Melo to get into. You remember when they took Darko Milicic, the Pistons took Darko Milicic over Carmelo Anthony, and they were saying, hey, man, if y'all would have got Carmelo, this, and that. Tatum literally got into one of them situations with Boston, bro. And I'm saying, what other top tier or mid-tier, I'm gonna say from borderline first tier, second tier, small forward that we done seen in the last few years, who would not have done what Tatum did? That's what I'm saying.
That's
it's unfair.
I don't look at basketball from that lens. That's just like saying you can take Isaiah Thomas and put him on that Showtime Lakers team, take Magic off that team. They that's downplaying what Magic was to that team. Just because we both great players does not automatically mean it's gonna be the same type of success.
I don't think if you swap a Melo, you swap a PG, and you put them in those situations coming out the draft, that they not doing the same thing with the teams Tatum had. I'm not saying that's a perfect thing to be talking about, but I'm saying we've never seen Tatum on a bad team. We never seen Tatum on a bad team, so we don't
Tatum,
know what he.
Let's stop acting like Tatum ain't a reason why he's never been on a bad team. He's been a
Yeah.
top player in the league for the past how many years now? Name me a top player in the league who's been on a bad team other than Luka.
Devin Booker,
Trae Young,
Devin Booker,
Anthony Edwards. Yes, Devin Booker was on a bad team.
Was he a top player in the league when he's on a bad team? No. He was not
We
a top player.
always say Jayson Tatum was a top player on a bad team because he was because he wasn't on a bad team. If he was on a bad team, we would never probably be talking about Tatum like we talk about Tatum. The fact is he inherited a good team and he never fell off outside that 1 year when Jaylen Brown got hurt, and then he went for 50 on the Nets and got a game in that series. I'm saying he's never been in a situation to where his back was against the wall.
Has he not been the clear-cut best player in every series just about since he's been in the league on his team?
Not again in the finals. Jaylen Brown was clearly better than him. No debate.
I didn't say every series. I said just about every series.
But I'm saying it's like, because I don't want to shit on Tatum, bro. But I think he in the same. Because look, Switch say SGA and Tatum in the same tier of player. Do y'all think that's true? I'm gonna go from there.
No,
just player, not in terms of accolades and what they done in the league. Just what you
gotta show me something in the playoffs.
See, here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
The only real competitive game we've seen SGA in, he got outplayed by his second option. So if you want to talk about Jaylen Brown, who's a second option, outplayed Tatum in the championship, we're gonna talk about how JDubb outplayed SGA in the play-in.
Okay.
But when you add context to it, the defense is throwing more at SGA than they was throwing at JDubb. That means JDubb gonna get more open looks. That's why JDubb had a better game. But we don't look at basketball from that perspective no more. We just say, man, how you let your second option outplay you? Because he had more open looks than I did. They schemed for me, they didn't scheme for him. That's why Jayson Tatum had a worse series than Jaylen Brown. They was like, you know what? Okay. We're going to take our chance with Jaylen Brown, but we're not going to let Tatum get off. Because if he does, we're going to lose the series.
Okay. Let me put it like this. This is a hypothetical. Most of this should be hypothetical. I know what it is. Let's say SGA. Let's say they make it to the conference finals. He played good, but they lose, and now we got some tape on SGA in the playoffs. Let's just say they just couldn't handle Jokic in the post. Now, this is a hypothetical situation, Ray. Just go with me here. We see SGA have a good conference finals run in the playoffs. They just weren't good enough to compete. Knowing what you know about SGA, what you've been seeing from the last couple years, and just him as a player, basketball player, looking at his game, do you think him and Tatum are on the same level as basketball players?
I mean, if that's what you want to judge your that doesn't move you up in the rankings as being at the table with the great ones. Just being a better basketball player than somebody. That doesn't move you up.
I get it.
So I mean, you can say he's on the same tier in case, or you can say he's better. But come on now, T-Mac can't sit at the table with some people he better than as basketball players.
That's true. It's true.
No, yeah.
So I mean,
well,
it depends on how you view basketball. You want to view it from just, man, I think he's a better hooper than him. If that's how you view it, I can't be mad at it. But I ain't gonna do it. I view it from your talent and what you did as a winner.
Yeah.
Okay, right. You right. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna say SGA and Tatum in the same tier right now. I think Tatum, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, they all in the same tier. The only reason why I don't think Tatum in that top echelon tier with the Lukas, with the Jokic's, with the Giannis's, it's just because, man, it's in terms of building the team, a lot gotta go right. And only a little bit can go wrong building around Tatum. A lot can go wrong building around the Jokic and Giannis and a Luka, and I'll be more comfortable with them than a Tatum, if that makes sense. That's the only thing. I feel like I damn near want Tatum in a perfect situation if we trying to win a championship. And I feel like that. I feel like it could be a little chinks in the armor, and Jokic still can get it done. It could be a little chinks in the armor, and Giannis can still get it done. It could be chinks in the armor, and I think Luka can get it done. But I don't think Luka's ever been in. He's never had a team where it's like, Luka, you gotta win with these guys. Or I don't know. Tatum been in that situation the past 3 years, bro. That's all. I just think, man, offensively with Tatum, bro, that we done seen it. Like, of course, he done had his moments. He been in a lot of big games, but consistently and trust factor, I don't trust the Celtics. The big, like, I'm just looking at their losses, and most of these was big games. The Minnesota, they won with Minnesota and they lost to Minnesota, but that first one, it was that say, man, Minnesota finna play the Celtics. You know that first game is everyone I circled on their calendar, and when it came down the stretch, Anthony Edwards, Catnam was better. And it's just like, this the thing that I always worry about with you. And every time I see you lose, it's like this. It ain't never, oh, okay, he just got severely outplayed, but he still was eating. It damn near be like, man, Tatum start shooting like shit, bro. And it's like a recurring thing with Tatum. If they lose, it's because Tatum is like just literally playing bad. And it's just like it's a recurring thing. It ain't hardly too many shootouts to where it's like, well, you can't put that on Tatum. Then the most of these games, I'm putting this shit on Tatum. Like that Cleveland comeback when he went 1 for 10 in that second half, that's egregious, right? It's egregious. You started out the game on fire. They didn't even have Donovan Mitchell. All that stuff just matters to me, bro. I don't trust them. And that's half the damn battle. Maybe I'm crazy, bro. I don't trust Tatum Ray.
I mean, you don't gotta trust nobody until they give you a reason to. I mean, especially when it comes to sports, it's kind of it's one of those things where players got to demand it. They have like we can say what we want about certain players now, but it was a point in time where certain players like we was like, man, I don't know. And now some of those guys are all-time greats.
Yeah. Man, Tatum literally got to hoist that finals MVP and that goddamn that trophy, man, for me to be like, it's just that offense gets so clunky. Now, if he my second guy, I think he'd be like a generational second option, bro. Just like Jamal Murray, he's in a perfect situation for him. I think Tatum, he's just in a little bit above his head because of what we have seen, and he's been on great teams coming into the league. I think this all goes into it. We see these flashes. We see you. Oh, he went against LeBron his rookie year. Kyrie went down 7-game series, Eastern Conference Finals, 50 points against the Nets. What he doing that closeout game last year against Philly? But then it's like you got one of the worst percentages out of superstars in the fourth quarter this season. You got one of the worst resume when it comes to beating these contending teams in the regular season this year. Like, It's just we don't take too much stock into the regular season. I know that. But the games I circled on my calendar for the Celtics, so I don't watch a lot of Celtics game. I know what they was. I know what this roster is. I know they're the best team on paper. So I'm only circling select few games, Ray. And when I sit down and watch them, they losing the majority of them, bro. The games I watched is most of these 13 because these are the games that's up. Oh, that's a big game even for the regular season. And that's one of my main things. That the way they got did by the Clippers, people don't even talk about that loss. And they have a history of not being able to beat PG and Kawhi. It be things like that. I knew going into this game, I'm like, yeah, Kawhi and them, they've been handling them the last couple years. They blew them out. That means something to me. You ain't sweeping that under the rug, bro. You got outplayed by LaMelo in a fourth quarter. I don't care if it is a regular season game. Hornets are trash. Like, I don't know. Nuggets. They terrible. They were terrible. It was a good game, but it's just like say dog. Yeesh. That's all. We can wrap it up. You got any last things to say about Tatum? Or just I don't think he that much better than Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Just me just watching their careers. Because I know the situations they been in.
I don't really got much to add. But no. Like I said though, it's kind of like what Jerry Jones said about what's called the Cowboys, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna reword it for the Celtics. So the Celtics gonna go as far as Tatum taking. They got all their talent the same, but they ain't going nowhere if Tatum ain't taking them.
I'm gonna put it like this. Sometimes say, man, he just seemed like a bridesmaid. The nigga say, shit, you at the wedding and you gonna be in that talks. You gonna be in them rooms. But you ain't the one getting married. I get Mitchell has never been as far, but when we ever thought he would be? When has he been on a team that's like, say, Mitchell, if Mitchell that guy, this the team you get there with?
If you put Tatum on that Cleveland team last year, would they get out the first round?
The way he looked in that second half the other day, against that Cleveland team, without Donovan Mitchell, I don't know, bro. It's like I don't expect him to come from behind. I don't expect him from. They probably do though. I think he's better than Mitchell right now. It ain't nothing he did that I'd say Mitchell's better. But it's like I don't think it's that far. And I think that in itself is a problem. Because I don't have that question with Luka. I don't have that question with Jokic and Giannis. I know they're better than Donovan Mitchell. I don't know that Tatum is better than Donovan Mitchell. Even though he is a two-way player, but offensively, it's just so clunky, bro. But we can end it. I think he a tier 2, bro. That's not bad though. Chauncey Billups got a championship. He never was a tier 1 player.
He used to hold his own against them.
And that's all that matters, man. But we can end it, man. And it's just so okay. I'm gonna ask you this before we leave. If he don't win the championship this year, is that gonna change how you feel about Tatum?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still. I said it last year after they lost. This probably gonna be the last year we see Tatum and Brown together. If they don't win, people always say, "Man, they just gave Brown that deal." Man, that don't mean nothing. We done seen better players get done dirty.
Yeah.
At the end of that's the thing. Like fans look at sports and be looking at stats. GMs be looking at, man, are we winning? I don't care if you giving me 10 points a game or are you contributing to the W's. You could be out there giving 30 points and we taking L's. You out of here. Fans gonna look at it. He's not the reason we losing though. Based on the role that he has on his team, yeah, he is. I'm not expecting a role player to have the responsibilities of the number one, number two guy. So yes, this number one and number two guy is the problem why we not winning. I'm not gonna go straight to the bottom of the list and be like, you only giving me 5 points a game. You the reason why we losing. Like, what? If I'm getting only 5 points a game, more than likely I'm not getting that many minutes. So how you gonna put the blame on me?
I agree. So do you think Jayson Tatum is the most unreliable number one on the contender?
I'm not gonna say he's the most unreliable, but he's more on the bottom half than the upper half of that list of being reliable.
Well, I guess we can end it there. You ain't got anything else, do you?
Only thing else I gotta say is Tatum has the power to change that this season or this playoffs.
Facts. Well, this your boy D Knows Ball. That's Ray. Shout out both the Chris's. And this is another episode of Who His Story Podcast. We out.